show respect to the opposing team, game officials, and each other before, during, and after today's game. Persons throwing objects or participating in other acts in conflict with good sportsmanship, safety, and fair play are subject to ejection and prosecution. Your cooperation is greatly appreciated. Great afternoon for some fast pitch. We got a doubleheader today. There'll be a 30-minute break between games. It's South Georgia and the Bulldogs. Should be a good game.
All right, well, good afternoon, everybody here. Welcome to the Georgia Military College softball game, broadcasting by JockJive Sports. We are here in Milledgeville, Georgia, at the Bulldog softball field where the Georgia Military College Bulldogs will be playing against the South Georgia State College Hawks. And it's a doubleheader today. We'll have a 30-minute break in between each game. And then we will be done for the day around 5 o'clock. And right now we have some music being played, and it's just been interrupted. So there you go. There you go. As you can probably see if you're watching online, we have a bit of a cloth hanging over the stand area so the people who are watching the game behind the backstop are not in direct sun. But it does kind of conflict with the image of the softball field, and if I want the field to be spread from third base to first base, they got to put up with that. So, but just think of it as you're inside a stadium, and this is what it looks like from inside. So there you go. This is Trey James. I'm your broadcaster for today, and I have everything set up and ready to go. We'll be taking an inside look of the Georgia Military College's softball team as well as the Hawks for South Georgia State. We're going to go over the lineups for it. The lineups for the Georgia State South Georgia State College Hawks. Leading off, number one is Michaela Edwards. She's the infielder, and she's positioning at the left field position. And let's see, going on to number two, batting number two is number 10, Cambry Isaacson. She is playing second base. Number three, batting three, number 11, Madison Schrod. She is the catcher for the day. And then batting fourth, number 15, Trinity Johnson. She is the first baseman. Batting fifth is Savannah Gamont. If you're doing that with a little bit of a French accent, Gamont. She is number 6 in batting, playing third base. Batting sixth is Zoe Irby. She is the center fielder, and her number is 21. Batting seventh, number 25, Lauren Slaughter. She is playing left field. I'm sorry, I said Edwards was playing left field. She's playing right field, so Slaughter is playing left field. Batting eighth is Jessica Joyner. Her number is 7, and she is playing shortstop. Batting ninth is Caitlin Newman. She is number 3, and she is the designated player. That means she bats, but she does not field until she is maneuvered later in the game, possibly. And batting 10th, number 12, is Emily Garrett, and she is the pitcher. And we have alternates in the game. Number 1, Mackenzie Troll. Number 9, Macy Hand. Number 10, Mackenzie Maddox. Number 16, Robbie Van. And number 23, Adeline Turner. Those are the extras. Now on to the Georgia Military College players. Batting 1, number 21, Lehman. Let's see, where's that? Carolyn Lehman. She is the right fielder. Batting 2 is number 7, Olivia Bridger. She is playing the shortstop. Batting 3 is number 42, Ansley West, and she is playing third base. Batting 4th is number 4, and that is Claire Clemens, and she is the first baseman. Batting 5th, number 2, Anna Land. She is the catcher. Batting 6th, number 13, Alyssa Jones. She's pitching for the Bulldogs today. Batting 7th, number 22, is Sophia Boutel, and she is a designated player. Again, she'll be batting but not playing in the field. Batting 8th, number 5, Emmy Moss, and she is the second baseman. Batting 9th, number 24, Emma Folds. She's playing center field. And batting 10th, number 15, is Jenny Keever, and she is the left fielder. It's also the flex player as well. And I just gave the sorry about this, folks. When I gave the extra players, those were supposed to be for the Hawks, but they were for the Bulldogs. The scoreboard keeper had to borrow my copy of the extra players for the Hawks, so I apologize to all the families out there for that mistake. But for the Bulldogs, the extra players are number 1, Mackenzie Trull, number 9, Macy Hand, number 10, Mackenzie Maddox, number 16, Robbie Van, and number 23, Adeline Turner. Sorry for the mix-up there. I forgot I had given the lineup card to the scorekeeper so they could write down the names and give the contest for the names for the batters for the Hawks. Anyway, so now that we have that all under control, I can give you the extra names for the Georgia State College now. Is number 2, Madison Shepard. She's an infielder. Number 5, Madeline. They got to be twins, so it's got Madison and Madeline Shepard. So we got a pair of Shepards on the field. And let's see, on from that is number 8, Grace Dominus. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that incorrectly. And then number 20, Madison Martin. And that rounds out the extra players for the South Georgia State College. Every now and then I run into twins playing either for the home team or for the away team. And it's just amazing how the parents name their kids. So Madison and Madeline. So I guess when they get yelled at, you better make sure you got the right first name. Otherwise, someone's getting improperly blamed. Anyway, so we're almost time to start the game here. We got the managers, the coaches at the home plate. The game will start in about 5 minutes, and we have the coaches for the teams at the box. It's a bit of a windy day here. We got partly cloudy skies, a little bit of a wind going, so that might help. It's blowing from left to right, and whoever hits one towards center or toward the right will have a little bit of an assist. Anybody trying to hit the ball out of the park on the left side, you'll be facing Mother Nature as well on that play. But we definitely got a good game, good day for softball, good weather. And the coaches shake hands, and they're good to go. The blue crew is getting ready. One will be behind the plate. The other will be next to second base for the most part. Got a decent-sized crowd out here, about 100 people, 125, easy. It's good to have support. It's always good to see the parents and friends of the players come out and support their team. Well, the Hawks will lead off first. They will be at bat first, and then the home team, Bulldogs, will be batting second. And we have 7 innings, unless it's the mercy rule kicks in.
All right.
Sounds like the announcer's ready to
Today,
go, so I will back off.
Welcome South Georgia State College Hawks to Couch Field. The Bulldogs have won 4 in a row, are in first place in the GCAA, stand at 9-1, and lead in most offensive team stat categories. Avery West leads the conference with 39 RBIs, and Alyssa Jones leads with 8 home runs. Introducing the Hawks of South Georgia State College. Number 1, Edwards. Come on out and stand on the first baseline, Edwards. There you go. Number 10, Isaacson. Number 11, Schrod. 15, Johnston. 6, Gaumont. 21, Irby. 25, Slaughter. 7, Joyner. Number 3, Newman. Number 12, Garrett, also with the Hawks. Madison Shepard. Number 2. Number 5, Madeline Shepard. Number 8, Grace Admonis. Number 20, Madison Martin. Number 30, Madeline Jones. Braylon Burkhalter, number 14. And that does it for the Hawks, coached by Jeff Ellis, assistants Jen Rodriguez and Kurt Rodriguez. Now for your Georgia Military College Bulldogs, number 21, Carolyn Lehman. Number 7, Olivia Bridger. 42, Ansley West. Number 4, Claire Clements. Number 2, Anna Land. 13, Alyssa Jones. 22, Sophia Boutel. Number 5, Emmy Moss. 24, Emma Foles. Number 15, Jenny Keever. Also with the Bulldogs, number 1, Mackenzie Troll. 9, Macy Hand. 10, Mackenzie Maddox. Robbie Vance, 16, and Adeline Turner, number 23. Your head coach is Ashley Bunn, assistant coach, one of the best third basemen we've ever had here at Couch Field, Coach Mackenzie Kilpatrick. Now, ladies and gentlemen, your national anthem.
If you wish to, you can rise at home or stay in your seat. All right, now we can play ball. Well, I'm pretty sure you're in for a wonderful day of softball. And it appears that we're having a little bit of a ceremony at the pitcher's mound. I'm not sure of it. I'm not made aware of it. Looks like the coach is getting a signed ball from the players.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome Captain Michael Freedy as our first pitch guest.
First pitch guest, there we go.
Captain Freedy joined the GMC staff just 9 months ago and serves as the Vice President of Junior College Operations. Born in Higham, Massachusetts, he graduated from the U.S. Coast Guard Academy in 1996, where he played lacrosse. Since graduating, he has served worldwide as a U.S. Coast Guard officer and as the Director of Admissions for the U.S. Coast Guard Academy. He has thoroughly enjoyed his time at GMC and tells us that he is impressed by our students' patriotism and sincere focus on their futures. He considers it an honor to help our students imagine and achieve their lifetime goals. While he does not have any children of his own, he has built close connections with each cadet who graduated from GMC and attended the Coast Guard Academy over the last 7 years. He looks forward to the further success of these individuals and to establishing new relationships with many more students in the coming years here at GMC. Captain Freedy, thank you for your dedication to GMC and our student athletes. Sir. First pitch. That looked like a strike. What about it?
That looked like a strike to me, too.
Good. Yes, sir. All right, this should be a great game.
Of course, he wasn't on the rubber, so it would be a illegal
Captain
pitch.
Treaty for coming today. It means a lot to us. Support of GMC Athletics.
And it looks like we're going to be getting underway here soon.
Here, we also like to announce another very special guest back today, Mr. Monty Mayhew, Coach Mayhew, sitting over there by the dugout. Good to see you, Coach. Thanks for coming back. We appreciate you.
So as we got KC and the Sunshine Band telling him how he likes it,
right field, Bridger is at shortstop, and
there are the announcements for the players.
Claire Clements is at first base. Anna Land is behind the plate. Alyssa Jones in the circle. Utel is the DP. Emmy Moss at second base. Emma Bowles in center. Jenny Keever is the flex. Michaela Edwards at the plate. Number 1.
And as you heard, Michaela Edwards, she is the right fielder for the Hawks. She is the first person to bat. And she is taking instructions from her third base coach before she steps into the box. And we're still waiting on the catcher for the Bulldogs to come behind the plate, because I don't think the umpire is going to want to hold on to the ball. Might be an equipment issue, not sure. There we go. Yeah, she might have had an equipment issue with her chest protector, and you definitely want that in case of a foul ball. I got to tell you, the catchers take the most beating in this game. Baseball, softball, doesn't matter, because they can get hit by so many different things. But as we get the first pitch, and it is fouled off to the right for the strike. Oh, 1 to count to Edwards. And that ball is fouled back for strike 2. It's called a ball, a little low. Count is 1 and 2. And the pitch. Inside, ball 2. Count's evened up now. That is Jones on the mound for the Bulldogs. That's Alyssa Jones. And inside for full count. And it's a walk. So after being down 0-2, she was able to draw a walk and get to first base. So with no outs.
Number 10, Isaacson.
So Cambria Isaacson is now at the plate with Edwards at first. And the ball is bunted foul behind the backstop for strike 1. Going to back that screen out a little bit more so you can see the third and first base a little better. And that ball is bunted up in the air and caught by the catcher. The catcher being Land.
Number 2.
Anna Land caught that foul ball for a out. So that's one out with Edwards still at first.
At the plate, number 11, Madison Schrad.
And as you heard the announcer, Madison Schrad is up for the plate right now. She's the third batter. And Schrad is the catcher for the Hawks. And that's ball one. So Jones sets in. She looks at her catcher. She's about to deliver the pitch. And Jones delivers. And that ball is hit to left field, out in the shortstop. Shortstop has it. And the shortstop is Bridger.
Out, number 6.
So that's 2 away.
15, Trinity
So Bridger
Johnson
takes
at
that
the
pop
plate.
up to the just outside the infield for the second out. Edwards still at first base. And Jones looks in on the catcher. And it's ball one. Johnson gets hit and gets taken over to the second, to first base.
First hit by the pitch.
So
Savannah Gamont.
Johnson's hit by a pitch.
Number 6.
And now Savannah Gamont is up at base, or up at the plate, with Edwards and Johnson on the base pass. So that's strike one to Gamont. I don't know if you can hear, the wind is blowing a little bit. It's going from left field to right field. And that's high. The ball's thrown down to second baseman, but Edwards is still safe. The count is 1-1 to Gamont, or Gamont. And that is a strike. 1-2 to count to Gamont with 2 outs. Jones looks in and delivers. Swing and a miss. That makes strike 3. And that is the third out.
Ends the inning. Bottom of the first coming up.
So we have no scores with 2 left on base. And Irby, Slaughter, and Joyner will start off the top of the second. But as we head to the bottom of the first, we have Lehman, Bridger, and West coming up.
Out in right. Isaacson is in second base. Behind the plate, Schrad. Johnston over at first. Gamont at third base. In center field, Irby. Left field, Slaughter. Joyner is at shortstop.
And we'll be back after this.
DP and Garrett is in the circle.
And as we're getting jiggy with it right now with Will Smith on the speaker, we're heading into the bottom of the first inning here at the Georgia Military College Bulldog Field. And like I said, we have Carolyn Lehman leading off with Olivia Bridger following her, and then Ansley West at the third.
21, Carolyn Lehman leading off for the Bulldogs, bottom of the first.
And as one of the coaches running around behind the backstop to catch over to the first base coach box. So Lehman batting left-handed. leads off with a strike down to the shortstop, who's just outside of her reach. And on the very first pitch is now at first base, or actually at second base. She is at second. And the ball barely left the infielder, so she was motoring the entire time. All right, Olivia Bridger now at the plate, looking to bring in Lehman from second. And the pitch. And that is high, ball one. Looks like she was looking to bunt Lehman over, but since the ball was high, she backed off. That's fouled off for strike one. The pitcher for the Hawks is Garrett. And that ball is bunted back up to the first base side, and it is dug out of the dirt by their first baseman, Johnson. And that is one out.
A nice save over there for the Hawks.
And as the
42 at the plate, Ansley West.
Ansley West now is at the plate. So if you keep in score, that last play was 1-3, pitcher to the first baseman. And that ball is fouled back for strike one. So with Lehman at third, with one out, West is trying to drive her in to get the first run across the plate for the game. West waits and the ball, so the count is evened up at 1-1. And the pitch is a little inside for ball two. So the battery for the Hawks is Garrett and Schrad. Schrad being the catcher. And that ball is fouled down the first base side for strike two. So it's 2-2 with one out to West. And that ball is driven to the left field and is caught by the left fielder. That is Slaughter. It was just foul when she caught it.
Slaughter out there in left field for the Hawks.
So she got that. So we got two outs. And West is a fly out to 7. So F7 if you want to keep your score at home. And now we have Claire Clemens. She is the first baseman for the Bulldogs. Garrett delivers, and it's just inside for a ball. Clemens had to back up a little bit to avoid getting hit. That's strike called by the umpire. I'm pretty sure he knows what he's doing. These guys go to school for this. And the ball is hit to the right side, just outside of fair. Oh, the right fielder has come in and caught the ball. That is Edwards, who was able to come in and avoid the first baseman, Johnson, to catch the ball for the third out. So no score. And we will go to the top of the second. So as we go to the top of the second, the score is 0-0. Bulldogs had a better chance of scoring than the Hawks did in their respective innings. But in the end, we have... I'm sorry, I forgot to put that one run up there. Wait a minute, why is there a run up there? We shouldn't have a run on the scoreboard. For some reason, the scoreboard has as 1-0, but Lehman never scored from third. We'll get this rectified. And we'll be back. Okay, we're back here in the top of the second, and the leadoff hitter belts it over the left fielder's head. And that's Irby, number 21, who gets into his second base with a double. She beat it over the head of the left fielder,
21 Irby in its second
Kiever.
base.
The ball was hit almost to the fence. I mean, it was really close to it being a home run, but I think the wind kind of knocked it back a little bit. So we have Irby at second now with no outs. And the scoreboard now is reflecting the correct score, 0-0. And that ball is popped up to the second baseman, or shortstop now. Okay, so that ball is caught. That was a quick batter by Slaughter. She popped up to to the shortstop. And now we got Joyner coming to the plate. And that is Jessica Joyner. And she is the shortstop for the Hawks. So with one out, one on, Joyner at the plate, and that ball is fouled off for strike one. Yeah, we found out a reason why the scoreboard was reading one run for the GMC was that it was accidentally hit, and they didn't realize the score was showing up on the board. And we have a bunt down the first base side that goes foul for strike two. That was a good bunt attempt by Joyner. So now it's 0-2 the count with one out, and Irby's still at second. And Joyner steps out of the box, kind of to regroup herself now that she's down 0-2. Now she really has to protect the plate. And that is an outside pitch for a ball. So 1-2 the count. Sometimes those are considered waste pitches when you have a count of 0-2 or 1-2. You want to try and see if the batter will swing and waste a pitch, just like that. But that's a strike three for the strikeout, and that'll be 2 outs. So with 2 outs, we have Caitlin Newman coming to the plate. She is the designated player. Again, she bats. She does not field. And the pitch. And that ball is hit to the second baseman, who then picks it up, throws it over to first for the third and final out.
Emmy Moss retires the side. Bottom of the second coming up.
So that's a 4-3 put out. And that was Moss to Clements. So as we head to the bottom of the second inning, the score remains 0-0. Each team has had a chance to score. But as you can see, it's a little difficult to get the runs across the place right now because these two teams are well evenly matched and they're well developed as far as their skills. So we'll be back right after this. You're watching JockJive Sports, and I'm Trey James. Okay, welcome back to JockJive Sports broadcast of the Georgia Military College softball game against the South Georgia State College Hawks.
Anna Land.
So we have Anna Land coming up, followed by Alyssa Jones and then Sophia Boutel. Land is the catcher for the Bulldogs. Swing and a miss for strike one. They got Garrett on the mound. The ball is popped up behind the backstop for strike two.
Did you see GMC score?
It's 0-0 right now, sir.
And Ashley told me they scored. GMC.
The GMC didn't score yet. Nobody scored yet. because Lehman was stuck at third.
They said no one scored. They said no. Yes, sir.
And that ball is hit to left field, and it looks like it's going to get caught. Yes, it is. Caught by the left fielder, Slaughter. And that little man over there was
there in left field with the putout, number 13 at the
asking
plate.
me why the score was 0-0.
Jones.
So anyway, we have Jones now. So that was a pop up to the to the left fielder. So that's a F7 for those keeping score at home. So now we have Alyssa Jones coming to the plate. She is the pitcher for the Bulldogs. That ball's fouled back. And I believe we missed a pitch while all that was going on, so I'm trying to, as the umpire gets more softballs, to fill his pouch. There we go. So far, we've lost about 5 softballs from foul balls, and we're not even out of the second inning yet. So it's 1-1 the count. I knew we missed a pitch somewhere, but now it's 2-1. So it's pitcher versus pitcher right now. That's ball 3. Three and 1 to Jones with 1 out here in the bottom of the second. And that ball is fouled off to make the count full. So 3-2 to Jones, bottom of the second with 1 out. As the Hawks take their positions back on the field, we have a 3-2 count. And the pitch. And that pitch is hit over to the shortstop who catches it. So Jones pops out.
22, Boutel.
And that was to Joyner on the shortstop for the Hawks. So now we have Boutel up, Sophia Boutel. She's the designated player. So we got ball 1 and fouled back, so the count is even at 1-1. Got 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Nobody on. And the pitch. That is inside for ball 2. And as you can hear, it is a bit windy here today. Time is called by Boutel. She gets back into the box. That is ball 3. 3-1 the count. And the pitch. That is inside for ball 4. So Boutel draws a walk.
Boutel down to first base. Emmy Moss at the plate, number 5.
So we have Emmy Moss, number 5, coming to the plate. She is the second baseman for the Bulldogs. And she steps in and waits the pitch. And that is a strike. Inside corner. And the pitch is bunted down to the right first base side, and she gets on base. So Moss gets on with a bunt. So Boutel's at second, Moss at first, still 2 outs. And it looks like we actually might have a run come across here soon if another hit occurs.
24, Emma Foles.
So Emma Folds now at the plate. So we had Emmy Moss and Emma Folds. It's a strike, says the umpire. So 2 on, 2 outs. And that ball is hit sharply to the second baseman, who then throws over the first for the third and final out.
Isaacson ends the inning for the Hawks.
So Folds grounds out to the second baseman. Looks like we're going to this shack.
Top of the third coming up.
All right, we're going to lead off the top of the third with Garrett, Edwards, and Isaacson in that order. And we will be back right after this. When she was at third, there was 2 outs.
No, when she was at third, she hit the fly ball to left field, sacrifice fly.
Leading off for the Hawks, Michaela Edwards. Top of the third.
I'm telling you, it's 1 run.
Number 1.
Okay, it seems that we have a little bit of a confusion going on here. It seems that Lehman, according to the coach for the Georgia Bulldogs, scored. And I'm not going to get in the middle of it. All right, number 1, Garrett.
Bridger with
That's
the put
Edwards. Edwards is out. All right, this seems to be a bit of a confusion here going on.
Isaacson at the plate, number 10.
And that ball is overthrown, and Isaacson takes off for second, and she is safe.
Number 11, Schrod at the plate.
Well, Schrod's now at the bat. I'm putting the score up, but I would have to go back and look at the video after this game's over, but I do not remember her scoring from first. That's just me, and I apologize to the group watching if this is my mistake, but this is something between the 2 coaches, so we'll have to deal with that later. But right now, as it is given, the score is 1-0, and the count is 1-1 with 1 out here, or 1-2. I'm sorry, 1-2 with 1 out here in the top of the third. That ball is fouled off. The count remains the same, 1-2, and we have Schrod at the plate. And that ball is high and outside. So 2-2 to count. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. The ball is dropped, so the catcher has to throw down the first.
Jones with the strikeout.
And on that strikeout, Isaacson advances to
15
third.
Johnston at the plate.
So Trinity Johnson at the plate now with 2 outs and a runner on third. Yeah, ball's high, 1. And Jones delivers to the plate. And it's ball 2. So with 2 outs and a man on third, or a player at third, we have a chance of tying the score up here at 1-1. But Johnson has to get that run across. And I think the umpire just took a beating. And the coach is calling time and on the field, and looks like there will be a pitching change, not sure, or they're just taking time for the umpire to recover. I think that's the case. I think the umpire is going to recover. And as the crowd gives him a round of applause, all right, with the count 2-1 with 2 outs and a runner at third, Johnson steps back into the box and waits delivery from Jones. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Evens the count up. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the top of the third. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that is the third out. So no runs score.
Jones, excuse me. Jones with the strikeout, retiring the side. Bottom of the third coming up.
All right, with 1-0 being the score and the Bulldogs have the lead, we're going to the bottom of the third, and we'll be back after this. There we got a little Sugar Ray playing in the background. All right, here we are in the bottom of the third. We have Jenny Keever at the plate. And the pitch from Garrett. Oh, I'm sorry. That looks like Lehman's at first. Or Lehman's at the plate, not Keever. My apology.
Three 3-0 to Carolyn Lehman, number 21.
All right, so that's 4 straight pitches, 4 straight balls, and Lehman goes to first.
Number 7, Olivia Bridger at the plate.
So as you heard from the announcer, Olivia Bridger And that ball is hit into left field for a base hit. And Lehman goes to second. And Bridger's now at first. So 2 on, nobody out here in the bottom of the third.
2 on, no out, 42, Ansley West.
So Ansley West comes to the plate. Garrett pitches, and the ball is popped up in the infield. The second baseman is coming in, and that is Isaacson for the first out. So West pops up to Isaacson. And that'll bring Claire Clements to the plate. She is the first baseman for the Bulldogs.
Claire Clements.
Ball is hit into the air to the left side and is caught by the shortstop. So the pop up to number 6 or to number Joyner, number 7, who is the shortstop for the Hawks. So with 2 outs,
Number 2, Anna Land.
we still got 2 on, 2 outs, and Anna Land comes to the plate. She is the catcher, who then puts it into the outfield, and the center fielder catches it, and that is Irby, who caught that pop-up. And that is the end of the inning.
Tires the side.
That was a quick inning.
South Georgia coming to bat in the top of the 4th.
So we're going to go to the top of the 4th here with the score 1-0. And we'll be back after this. All right, as Land gets behind the plate, we got one more silver dollar from the Allman Brothers. And Land throws down to second. And we're going to get ready for the top of the 4th here. Score 1-0 for the Bulldogs. And we have Savannah Gaument coming up first. And then it'll be
6.
Zoe Irby. And then followed by... Where's Slaughter's first name? I don't see. Oh, Lauren Slaughter. Sorry about that, Lauren. I was looking for her first name. I couldn't find the darn thing. Oh, it's been a long week for me. I'll tell you that. I just got back from California, so I'm a little bit behind right now. First pitch to Gamont is a strike so it's 0-1 to count. That is low and inside for ball. Counts 1-1 to Gamont. I don't know if you can hear the chants out there. That is outside for ball 2. Jones been working away around the plate all day so far. And it appears to be like a 50-50 split on whether it's going to be a strike or a ball. And that ball's fouled off for strike 2. So here we are on the top of the 4th with the Bulldogs leading the Hawks 1-0. We have a 2-2 count with nobody out. And Savannah is at the plate trying to get on base. That is strike 3. Caught the inside plate.
Jones with a strikeout. Number 21, Zoe Irby at the plate.
So Zoe Irby is now at the plate with 1 out. Irby's the outfielder here for the Hawks, and Irby's playing center field today for the Hawks, and we have Jones ready to deliver the pitch. Counts 0-1. It's 0-2 now. One out, nobody on. Jones sets to deliver. And the pitch is outside for a ball. And I talked about this earlier. Since the count was 0-2, you can almost guarantee that the next pitch is going to be outside on purpose, sort of to see if the batter will chase it. And no possible way they can get a hit at that point. That ball's fouled off. Count still remains 1-2. But yeah, pitchers and catchers, they know this. They know if they're way ahead in the count that they will purposely get rid of a pitch, like throw a ball just to see if the batter will chase to strike out or foul off, but they won't give them anything good to hit at that point, and that's called a wasted pitch. That ball is batted to the right side out of play. Both the first baseman and right fielder took off for it, but it went over the fence on the sideline, so it was out of play for them. Count remains 1-2 with 1 out here in the top of the 4th. And that pitch is in there and it says swung and a miss and strikeout.
Jones with the strikeout.
So with 2 outs, we now go to Slaughter, who's coming to the plate. So it's back-to-back strikeouts for Jones. So Lauren Slaughter now is at the plate, looking to see the pitch come in from Jones. And the pitch is delivered. Swing and a miss. So we got strike 1. And it's inside for a ball. 1-1 to count to Slaughter. Jones kind of walks off the rubber there for a second, kind of regroup herself. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. It'll sound like a foul tip, so it tipped right into the glove. So with 2 outs and the count 1-2 to Slaughter, Jones gets on the mound, looks into the catcher, and delivers her pitch. Swing and a miss, strike. She strikes out the stride. So with 3 straight strikeouts, Jones seems to be finding her stride now. And we'll be back right after this. You're watching JockJive Sports. This is Trey James, your announcer, and you're listening to Bon Jovi at this point. And there's Bon Jovi, Bad Medicine.
Alyssa Jones leading it off here in the bottom of the 4th, number 13.
All right, Alyssa Jones, the pitcher for the Blue Bulldogs, is now at the plate. She'll be followed by Sophia Battelle and Emmy Moss. 1-0 to count to Jones. That ball is hit to the left fielder who wrangles it, gets underneath, and catches it. That's a fly out to 7, F7. Jones is retired.
With the put out there in left field.
And then Boutel is now at the plate.
Boutel at the plate.
It's a strike. And the pitch. That is grounded to shortstop, just out of her reach. Joyner tried to get that, but just fell beyond her reach. So Boutel is safe at first with a grounder.
5, Emmy Moss at the plate. Boutel down at first base with a single.
So Emmy Moss now at the plate with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Moss is in the box, waiting on delivery from Garrett. And the pitch. That ball's popped up to the right side, and the second baseman runs over and grabs it. That is Isaacson at second base. She was able to wrangle that ball in. So now with 2 outs.
Emma Foles, 24.
So Emma Folds is now at the plate in the pitch. That's outside for a little bit. Ball 1. So 2 outs, 1-0 the count. We got a runner at first in Jones. I'm sorry, scratch that, Boutel. Here comes Garrett's pitch. That ball's popped up in between the triangle section of center field, short and second, and it is caught by the center fielder, Irby, for the third and final out. There's a fly out to 8, F8 if you're asking. And we're going to go to the top of the 5th. Now, if you're not aware of the softball rules, we have 7 innings. Unless we have a mercy rule effect where the one team is up by 10 after 5, and they will complete the inning. Say if the away team is up by 10 and the home team has one final at bat at the bottom of the 5th, and if they do not score enough to bring that value down below 10, then the game is over at that point. So we will have 7 innings today. And right now the score is 1-0 Bulldogs over Hawks. And we'll be back right after this. All right, we're back here at the Georgia Bulldog University Stadium for softball between the Bulldogs and the Hawks. We're in the top of the 5th.
Here in the top of the 5th, number 7.
And we have Jessica Joyner. After the strikeout side last inning for the Hawks, they're looking to try and get at least 1 run across so they can tie the game up. And the pitch, swing and a miss to Joyner. Jessica swung and missed at that pitch, so the count is 0-1 with no outs. The pitch coming in from Jones. Looked like it was going to tail in, but it stuck on the plate for strike 2. Jones looks in and delivers. That is outside. Once again, a waste pitch. So 1-2 to count. Now, a good batter won't swing on that. They'll recognize that they're in that kind of count, so 0-2, so they won't swing. That ball's popped up to in between the shortstop and the second baseman. The shortstop takes control for the pop-up, and Joyner is out for the first out.
Bridger with the put out. At the plate, number 3, Caitlin Newman.
So Bridger had the catch for the first out in the top of the fifth, and now we have Newman coming to the plate. That's Caitlin Newman. And that ball is shot down to the right side on the first base side and goes foul for strike one. It's funny, it's not the screaming line drive hits that make everybody scramble. It's that little bunt or flick off the bat that kind of dies there, and everybody starts running crazily trying to get to it. And that ball is fouled back, that bunted back for strike two. But you'll see everybody starting to scramble trying to get that ball if it's hit softly, because usually they're waiting for the ball to come to them. But if they have to run, then it's like there's mad scramble for it. 0-2 to count with one out here. And the pitch. That's a strikeout. Newman goes down in flames for that strikeout.
Lisa Jones with the K.
And Edwards now is up the bat.
Edwards, number 1 at the plate.
So Michaela Edwards now at the plate with 2 outs. That ball's low for ball one. Land gets back behind the plate and is awaiting delivery from Jones. Edwards is waiting for the pitch, and it goes right back to Jones, who throws it over to the first baseman. That is Clements at first, receives the, and that is now 3 outs. And we are going to go to the bottom of the fifth. And wonder what music the scorekeeper will play this time to entertain the fans in between the innings. There you go. Sounds like something from the 80s. We'll be back right after this. Thanks for watching JockJive Sports of the Georgia Bulldog softball game. I'm Trey James. I'll be back after this.
At this place. Thank you very much.
All right, we're back. We are back.
Runner could hit.
Do not know who this band is.
For average, hit it over the fence.
We have Lehman, Bridger, and West now.
Herbie at the plate.
That ball is hit over the pitcher's glove into center field.
Lehman down at first base with a single.
She gets on base. Bridger is coming up to the plate now. But that ball hopped up over the pitcher's glove, Garrett's glove, and then went right into center field.
Bridger at the plate.
All right, and the pitch. And that ball is bunted back to the pitcher, and there is nobody at first to cover. The first baseman came in and tried to get the ball, but that was Johnson, who needed to stay back at the base to receive the ball from the pitcher. So right now we have first and second. with nobody out.
Ansley West.
So Ansley West now, she is the third baseman for the Bulldogs. And that ball is belted to left field, and it is gone.
Ansley
That
West,
is a
number
gone.
42 over that left field fence. Number 42.
That definitely didn't need any assistance from the wind.
Ansley West.
She cut right through. So with the score 4-0 now. Yeah, that ball was belted. And with the wind blowing from left to right, it had some steam on it to cut through the wind.
39 RBIs she's got.
And as the announcer said, or the scorekeeper says, she has 39 RBIs. I don't know if that's including the 4 that she just had, or the 3 that she just had, a 3-run homer, sorry. But it's 4-0 now. The team kind of gathered in, the Hawks gathered in to kind of, get the pitcher to calm down a little bit, because anytime you give up a home run, you get a little shaken. So, but we have Clements now, Claire Clements at the plate. And that appears to be a ball. So nobody on now with the home run by West that took 2 off the plate. And that ball is now in the left field. And Clements is going into second, standing up safely.
Claire Clements in at second base with a double.
So she's on second.
Number 2, Anna Land at the plate.
Indeed, that is Anna Land. And she's looking to drive more runs in. It looks like they're having a team meeting. Coach is coming out. Has his head down a little bit. He's having a bit of a conversation with Garrett. To be honest, she hasn't been pitching bad at all. I mean, it's not like she's been throwing a lot of balls. It's just that the Bulldogs really are a good team. And the coach is now heading back, so it doesn't look like there's going to be a change in pitching. Just more like a pep talk. And all the infielders are now giving her support. Either that or they're talking about what they're going to do after the game. Couldn't tell you. They're probably not saying that, though. We have Land at the plate now. And the pitch. And that ball's belted into right center field for a base hit. And Clements is coming in to score while Land goes to second. So that was a RBI for Land. Score is now 5-0. And we still have no outs here in the bottom of the 5th. It looks like we have a substitute runner, number 10.
Running for Anna Land.
Mackenzie Maddox now is at second base running for Land. I'm thinking they brought her out there because then she's doing the Karate Kid thing out there. And now she's flying like a bird. And it looks like we are now going to have a pitching change. Looks like Joyner is now pitching. So Joyner is taking the place of Garrett.
Number 7, Jessica Joyner in the circle.
And
for
don't
the
know
Hawks.
if Garrett's
Number
going to
7.
end up over at shortstop, which was the other position that Joyner was doing or playing. So we'll know. Now, if I'm correct, if Georgia scores 5 more runs before the end of this inning, the game would be over because the mercy rule would kick in. And It looks like Joyner's got a decent arm. Every pitch I've seen so far has been would be considered a strike. Schrad goes out to talk to her, give her some words of encouragement. And it looks like Garrett is going to be playing second base. I'm not sure who's going to be playing shortstop yet. I'll have to see her number first. Number 10. So Isaacson moves from second to short. And there we go. Okay, so we're all good now. So Land is on second, nobody out. We have Jones batting. And that ball is hit to the shortstop and is thrown over to first for the first out. So that is a 6-3 putout. And since Isaacson moved over from short or from second to short, the ball found her. Always seems to be the way. So 1 out, 1 on, and Boutel is at the plate. And it's high, ball 1. And the pitch. That ball is belted to left field. It looks like it's going to stay in the park, though. It does. And Land goes to, actually, that's not Land. That was McKenzie. Mackenzie Maddox is now running for her. So
out there in left field with the putout.
So that's an F7 if you're counting for 2 outs now. So we got 2 outs. Maddox is at third. And Moss is now at the plate. And that ball is hit back to the pitcher, knocks it down, and the runner is out. Okay, so Moss is out. It was a really bang play. The pitcher knocked it down. The Joiner knocked the pitch down, was able to recover and throw over to first in time for the third and final out. So now we go to the top of the 6th. Score is 5-0 Bulldogs. And that was a 1-3 putout if you're counting at home. So, all right. Well, it looks like the Hawks will be coming up in the top of the 6th, and that'll be Isaacson, Schrad, and Johnson leading off. And this sounds like, oh boy. Can't remember the name of the band, but another lead singer plays harmonica, and he has a whole bunch of them. Can't remember the name. Maybe by the time I get back, I will. You're watching JockJive Sports of Georgia Bulldog Softball. We'll be back after this. I'm Trey James.
Isaacson at the plate, number 10.
That was Blues Traveler, by the way. And the pitch is low and outside for ball 1. So we have Isaacson at the plate now. She switched over from second base to to shortstop in the last inning. That's strike 1 called. One and 1 the count to Isaacson. Low and outside, ball 2. Sorry about that. Just bumped the microphone. And the pitch, swing and a miss. So that's 2-2 to count. And the delivery. That's high. Almost hit the umpire in the head. Not a good thing, especially if you want him to continue doing his job properly. Full count to Isaacson. And the delivery. That is popped down to the left side on the third base, and she is safe. Isaacson is safe. She outran it. So now she is at first base with no outs. But yeah, she's kind of reached the bat out there and kind of popped it down the third base line. And
Number 11 Schrod at the plate.
third baseman West was not able to get to the ball in time before Isaacson crossed the first base bag. Now West is in a little bit, and the batter pops the ball up, and the catcher Land gets the ball. I don't know if that was considered. Okay, it looked like she caught the ball, but Schrad is at the plate, so that's strike one. I thought the catcher caught it, but strike two. Looks like Jones is picking up her game a little bit. She's been, the last couple innings, she's been doing really well. At the beginning, she was kind of a little all over the place, but then after the second inning, she kind of got in the groove and was able to find her mark, because in the fourth inning, at the end of the third, into the fourth, she had 5 strikeouts in a row. And that's another strikeout right there.
Jones with a strikeout.
So with one out now here in the top of the sixth.
Johnson at the plate.
Johnson is coming to the plate. She was hit by a pitch in the first inning and struck out in the third. And now she's up in the fifth. And that's a strike. So Isaacson's still at first. Seems lonely on an island over there. Johnson is in the batter's box waiting to pitch, and the ball is struck to the pitcher and is able to pop. They popped it up and got it. So now the Jones was able to corral that pop up in. So that's a one unassisted.
At the plate.
And now we have Savannah Gaumont at the plate with 2 outs. And that ball is hit to the right side, and it falls in fair and gets away from the right fielder. And Isaacson scores from first base on that play, because it was 2 outs, and with the ball up in the air, your job is just to run. And Gaumont is able to get to second base. The ball kind of like died in between the first base bag and the dirt area of the infield, and then just got into a little bit of the outfield, and then just died and hit just inside the right field side chalk line. And that is ball one. But the right fielder for the Bulldogs, Lehman, overran the ball but kind of got away from her, so the second baseman had to run over and get the ball and bring it back in. And that is strike one, so 1-1 to count with 2 outs here. Player at second base. So Irby's at the plate right now. Irby's the center fielder for the Hawks. And the pitch. And it's popped up and it's going to hit on top of the building behind me. So that's 1-2 the count, with 2 outs here in the top of the sixth. But the Hawks do have a run now, so it's 5-1. And the pitch. Oh, that's a little inside, a little high as well. So the count is 2-2 with 2 outs with person at second base. That's Gamont at second. And the pitch. High and outside, full count. Moss came in from second base to kind of give the pitcher a little pep talk. And that's fouled back. Count remains 3-2 with 2 outs. Jones looks into land and sets to deliver. And the ball is popped up to the left side, and it goes inside the dugout of the Bulldogs. Count remains 3-2 to Irby. I believe the wind has died down finally. And then it picks up again. Never say anything. That's the rule. I shouldn't have said anything. And the ball is popped up out of play. And it just hit me in the head. No, it didn't. Actually hit the top of the broadcasting booth. Thank God for that. Count remains 3-2 with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Jones sets to deliver. And that is inside for a ball. So we have 2 on, 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. And Irby takes a walk.
Irby down to first base. Lauren Slaughter at the plate, number 25.
There you go. He's making my job easy. It's Lauren Slaughter up there now. Lauren. Jones wanted a new pitch or new ball. Okay, so we got 2 on, 2 out. Slaughter at the plate. And the pitch. Ball high. Got a lot of chatter going on from both sides. Everybody's trying to give encouragement. And the pitch from Jones. That is a called strike. I always wondered about this in sports. You have each team, they're praying that they win, and they're saying that God will be on their side and that he'll help them win. And it's like, but he's got 2 teams to concern himself with. He can't have both teams winning. So how does that all work out? Talk amongst yourselves. I believe God just watches. It's all up to the players on the field and what happens. That's a swing and a miss for strike 3 for the final out.
Alyssa Jones' strikeout ends the inning. Bottom of the 6th coming up.
So Slaughter strikes out for the 3rd and final out. And we got Heya. So it's score 5-1 here and going into the bottom of the 6th with the Bulldogs leading the Hawks. You're watching JockJive Sports. This is Trey James. We'll be back after this. And that was Outkast with Hey Ya. That was a really famous song earlier in the decade. So we have the bottom of the 6th. We have Folds up the plate. That was a ball. That ball is struck down to the third base side, and it is no throw.
Emma Folds down at first base.
So Folds ends up at first.
Number 24. 21 at the plate, Carolyn Lehman.
So Carolyn Lehman now is at the plate, and she bunts it foul. That ball is hit into the left center field, and it's overthrown. And it looks like she's allowed the extra base. Yeah, so Folds scores.
Emma Folds scores on a couple of errors. 21 still at the plate.
Yeah.
Lehman.
So Lehman's still at the plate, even though there's a couple throwing errors that were going on. But now it's 6-1. Crazy how this game can get. And that ball is fouled. So it looks like Lehman wants to bunt. Pulls it back and then hits it right back to the pitcher, who then throws it over to first base for the first out. So Lehman grounds out to the pitchers for a 1-3 put out. And now have Bridger coming to the plate. Olivia waits for the pitch and then belts it into left field, and the left fielder there, who is Slaughter, catches the ball. So that is a F7. Fly out.
Slaughter out there in left field with the putout. 42 Ansley West at the plate.
The ball is fouled away. All right, with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. That pitch is wide for 1. So 1-1 to count to West. And the pitch. Up and outside. It's Joyner pitching. So 2-1 to count with 2 outs here. Joyner sits and ready to deliver. That ball is popped up back of us. Hits the building. Little kid scrambling for the ball. And Joyner rocks and throws the ball, and the pitch is belted in the left field and caught by Slaughter. Slaughter threw her glove up and was able to get it. So that will end the inning and bring us to the final inning, the top of 7th. Unless the Hawks come back and tie it up, then we'll continue. But right now, it's just looking like it's going to be a Bulldog win, but I'm not going to say that for sure.
Top of the 7th coming up.
They really do have a wide assortment of songs here. And that's Run DMC. It's tricky. And there you go. And we'll be back after this. And we're back.
Leading off top of the 7th, number 7, Jessica Joyner.
All right, we have Jessica Joyner coming up to the plate now. This is the Hawks' last chance. Excuse me. And the pitch. Called strike. That's strike 2. That's strike 3. Down goes Joyner.
With the strikeout. Number 3, Caitlin Newman at the plate.
That brings Caitlin Newman to the plate. That's a strike. Now that we're caught up. Jones has done a wonderful job pitching today. She's not allowed a lot of hits and kept a lot of people off the base paths. But with the score 6-1 and the count 1-1. That's strike 2. And the pitch. Popped up behind the plate. I just got hit. Actually, just hit the roof of the scoreboard building. Count remains 2-2. Sorry about that. I missed a ball there. So it's 2-2 the count with 1 out. And the pitch. Ball 3. Full count, 1 out. Here in the top of the 7th. Newman steps back into the box. Jones sets to deliver. That's strike 3. Caught looking.
Alyssa Jones.
So that's 2 outs.
Strikeout. Number 1, Michaela Edwards at the plate.
That was Jones's 12th strikeout of the game. And now we have Edwards, Michaela Edwards at the plate. And she pops that up along the right side. Second baseman comes over and grabs it for the third and final out. That was West who I'm sorry, scratch that. Moss came over and got the final out. So that is a final score of 6-1. Bulldogs beating the Hawks in the first game. And that'll be a 4 unassisted if you keep it school. So, yeah, we're going to take a 20 to 30-minute break. I'm going to leave the camera up. I'm going to mute it. So don't worry about that. And then we'll be back in about 20, 30 minutes. You're watching JockJive Sports. I'm Trey James, your announcer. Final score, Georgia Military College 6, South Georgia State College 1. And we'll be back in about 20 to 30 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Well, you can go to the kitchen and get something to eat or use the restroom. Just don't turn off the TV. See you soon.
It's all about the sound. Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Carolina. Don't you wanna get down and dirty? It's Florida out thirsty. Give me with your Tennessee whiskey and bring it on loud. Laid back, crazy old Tyler, the sweet magnolia, dot ballers and dollars. Oh yeah. Oh, lady, if you didn't know, come on down. Oh, it's all about the sound.
Georgia, we need to line up in here for game 2.
Sing with now, sing for the year, sing for the left and sing for the tear. Sing with now, just for today, maybe tomorrow. You might have to tell you when. Sing with now, sing for the year, sing for the left and sing for the tear. Sing with now, just for today, maybe tomorrow.
Okay, we're back here. JockJive Sports. I'm Trey James. I'll be broadcasting the second game. If you were listening, you had a nice string of music to keep yourself occupied while you're waiting for the second game to start. Coach is now at the batter's boxes handing in their scorecards to say who's going to bat when and where. And we're going to be getting underway here shortly. And if you're here for the first game, the Bulldogs beat up on the Hawks 6-1. And there was a bit of controversy in the beginning of the game because both the scorekeeper and myself missed a score being done. Kind of a rare treat, but I believe that the player for the Bulldogs was stranded at third. But because of events that were happening around me and also the scorekeeper, we missed that the player at third scored. So that was what that was all about. And I didn't think I'd be able to get away with not having one mistake, but it was Isaacson who was the one who was scored. So that made the I'm sorry, not Isaacson, Lehman for the Bulldogs. But so we both missed it. I mean, that was kind of a rarity to have two people miss it as a run has scored, but it happens. And we apologize to the viewers for that mistake, and kind of just threw everything off for the next inning or so while we were trying to get that rectified. But the score, really, that one score didn't really matter at that point because it ended up being a 5-run win for the Bulldogs. 6-1 was the final score. And now as the Bulldogs take the field for the second game, we have, again, the Hawks will bat first, Bulldogs second, and we will see how this game plays out. Somebody yelled play ball.
All right, defensively for the Bulldogs, Carolyn Lehman out in right, Bridget Short West at first. Clara Clements going to be in the circle for this one. Anna Landover at third. The DP's Alyssa Jones. Boutel out in left. Emmy Moss at second. Emma Foles in the center field. And the flex is Mackenzie Troll, who's also behind the plate.
Okay, we're about here ready to start. Leading off will be number 21, Irby. She's playing.
21 Irby
there we go.
For the Hawks.
And she'll be followed up by number 10, Isaacson, and number 11, Schrad. Irby is playing center field. Isaacson is the second baseman, and Schrad is behind the plate for the Hawks. And that was ball one for the first pitch. And just to let you know, folks, I'm the only one doing this here for JockJive Sports. I'm the cameraman, the computer guy, the sports guy, the announcer guy. I feel like I'm Bugs Bunny doing all the positions here. It's like first base, Bugs Bunny, second base, Bugs Bunny. But no, it's just like, and it can happen to where we get distracted doing one thing and we lose the sight of another thing, which really shouldn't happen. So we're trying our best to get this going. So that is strike one, delayed call. But the call is made. And the umpires switch positions. Now, the guy who was behind the plate, I don't even have their names, but the the guy who was out on third base or in shortstop area doing the calls in the field is now behind the plate, and the person who was behind the plate is now at first base taking care of the calls. So his count now is 3-1. And that is inside, and the ball gets away. So that is a walk to lead off the game. So Irby is now on first base due to a walk, and that'll bring up number 10, Isaacson, to the plate. She bats left.
Number 10, Isaacson.
And delivery. It was a little outside for ball. Clements is pitching for the Bulldogs, and her battery mate is Troll. Troll did not play in the first game. And that is a called strike, 1-1 to count. Irby still at first. You rarely ever see any stealing going on in these softball games because the distance is so limited. Is that a foul ball? Nope, the ball just got by. She tried to bunt it, missed it, and now the Irby is now at second base. I didn't know if it was fouled off or it was just a miss. So it turns out to be just a miss. And that's ball 2, so it counts 2-2. Let me fix that. There we go. Now she's on second. Yeah, I'm the only one doing this. Is I got to keep update on the score, keep it on the readout on the top of the screen, and be able to talk about the game. And that's a swinging bunt miss, and it actually is the catcher caught that, I believe. Yes, that is an out. All right. So Isaacson goes down on strikes from a foul tip. There was a foul tip that went right into the glove of Kroll. And now we have Schrad at the plate, who fouls it off immediately. Or Troll. No, I'm sorry. Troll is the catcher, not Kroll. My apologies to the Troll family. So that is strike 1 to the foul ball. We still have Irby at second. We have 1 out. And number 11, Schrad, at the plate. And they got people singing in the bleachers. It appears to be a ball. So 1-1 to count with 1 out. And number 11. There's a lot of 1s on the board right now. And the pitch. That's fouled. That was a defensive swing. It was coming in on her. Now it's 1-2 to count. We all appreciate you joining us here at JockJive Sports to witness this game here today. I know the girls do enjoy knowing that their friends and family are watching. Oh, that's a bean. That's a hit by pitch. Schrad is beamed, and now she's off to the races at first base. But that still keeps Irby at the second base position.
Number 15, Trinity Johnson.
So Trinity Johnson now comes to the plate with 2 on and 1 out. They have a chance here to score a run or two. That's strike 1. Yeah, poor kid. We're hearing a crying kid over there. That's strike 2. Probably wants something to drink or something to eat, and could be one of a dozen reasons, especially if they don't talk. Strike 3. That batter goes down. Johnson is down on strikes. So with 2 outs, both by K's, we have Gamont coming up to the plate.
In the plate.
That's ball 1. So Savannah Gamont is now at the plate with a count of 1-0 to her. And Clement delivers. That's strike one. So 1-1 with 2 outs here in the top of the first. All Clement has to do is concentrate on the batter with 2 outs. And the ball is fouled off back behind it. Probably hit a car or two. I just make sure my car is parked far away. Strike 3. So all the outs were done by strikes.
There, Clements with a strikeout to end the inning. Bottom of the first coming up.
All right, so when the top of the second comes back, it will be Martin, Slaughter, and Joyner. But as of right now, we have the bottom of the first, and then it'll be Lehman, Bridger, and West. You better dance. We'll be back right after this. All right, we're back here at the bottom of the first.
Number 21.
Carolyn Lehman is on the plate. She plays right field for the Bulldogs. That was Timber by Bulldog, or Pitbull, sorry, Pitbull. I have dogs in my head. Pitbull and Keisha did Timber while the Bulldogs play. So 2-0 the count. Let's clear that. There we go. So nobody's on base, no outs. And that ball is struck down to the first baseman really hard, but she grabs it and throws it around for the first out. That was Johnson with the grab there.
Number 7 at the plate, Olivia Bridger.
So that's a 3 unassisted if you're keeping score at home. So Bridger comes to the plate, Olivia Bridger. So with 1 out, Bridger comes to the plate. And the ball is popped up and foul. So that's strike 1. And that ball is hit over to the left field, and it falls in between the shortstop and third and left fielder. So that is now a base hit. So Bridger's on first with a base hit, just in between the shortstop and the left fielder. So now West comes up to the plate. Ansley West, the first baseman for the Bulldogs. She pops it in the right field, and the right fielder barely moves, and she does a basket catch. Kind of tweaked her a little bit. The wind must have caught it a little bit out there. But now we have 2 outs. That is a 9 unassisted. And now the pitcher, Claire Clements, comes to the plate, number 4. Getting some last words from the coach, see what's going on. We still have Bridger at first, itching to round the bases. She wants to score there. And that ball is drilled in between the outfielders, and the left fielder comes in and catches the ball for the third and final out. That's it, 1 pitch, 1 out. So that is a 7 unassisted. So now that the first inning is complete, we will now go to the top of the second, where we'll have Martin, Slaughter, and Joyner taking the bat. And we will be back right after this. JockJive Sports. All right, we're back here. And this is how we do it, Montel Jordan. They really do have a wide selection of music here. This is how they entertain the crowd in between innings. And as the Bulldogs split up on the field, take their positions, Martin takes the bat, goes to the box. And
Madison Martin, number 20 at the plate.
so Madison Martin takes her bat and goes into the box and awaits a pitch from Clement. And that is a ball, according to the umpire. And I will not doubt it because he went to school for this, so he should know what he's doing. Swing and a miss, strike one, 1-1. And if a special person is watching out there, Laura, yes, you got to dance. I just got a text from her. That's strike two. Clement delivered the pitch right down the center of the plate. Swing and a miss. Strike three goes the batter. Martin goes down on strikes. That'll be the first out of the inning. Top of the second. And now we have Slaughter coming up to the plate. Lauren Slaughter. Batting right. And the pitch. That's stroked into the left field. Is called for a fair ball. And looks like Slaughter is going to have a long single. But she is aboard with a single. And it turns out that the left fielder, Boutel, was able to get to the ball quickly and throw it in, so holding Slaughter to a single. And now we have Jessica Joyner, the shortstop for the Hawks, now at the plate. So with one on and one out, we have a bunt going down the third base side. Oh, that ball got away from the second baseman, or shortstop, number 6. And it looks like we're going to have a run scored here. Slaughter goes all the way around. Joyner is at third. All right, so the Joyner bunted the ball down to the third baseman for the Bulldogs, and that was Land. Land picks the ball up, and the shortstop for the Bulldogs was at second base, and that was Bridger. So when the ball was thrown by Land, got away from Bridger into right field. That allowed Slaughter to score and Joyner to go all the way over to third base. So now we have the score of 1-0. Hawks over Bulldogs at this point in the top of the second. We have an 0-1 count with one out. And that ball is fouled away for strike two. So 0-2 the count to Newman. Every time I hear the name Newman, it always makes me think of Jerry Seinfeld show. Newman. And that's ball one. And it sounds like some of the crowd members were not too happy with that count, but it's 1-2. And like I said before, the umpires go to school for this, so they must know what they're doing. And that ball is popped up, and it lands right in front of me. It landed in the protective netting right above my head. I was like, what the heck? Okay, now that my adrenaline is rushing through my body, and the ball now is hit over into the shortstop, who's caught for the second out. Let me fix this out there. Now he's on third. She's on third, yeah.
21 Irby at the plate.
All right, we got two outs. So that was a 6 unassisted for Newman. And then we got Irby at the plate now. Swings and a miss, so that's strike one. Joyner still at third with two outs. 0-1 the count with two outs here in the top of the second. And it appears to be a strike. So 0-2. All right, Clemens delivers. Is outside as Land throws down. Oh, that was a nice pick by Land. I'm sorry, not Land. That was Troll who threw out Joyner at third, who was caught napping. So Joyner is thrown out by Troll for the third and final out. And that means that Irby will be back up the plate in the second, or in the third inning. And it looks like
she was hotter than a $2 pistol. She was the fastest thing around. Long and lean, every young man's dream. She turned every head in town. She was built and formed.
And that's George Jones with the One I Loved Back Then. While we're in between innings, wanted to thank you for watching JockJive Sports. This is Trey James, and I'll be back right after this. Okay, as we got George Jones fading off in the distance, we have Land at the plate now. Troll had a heck of a throw, picking off Joyner at third in the last inning. We have Anna Land, who's at the plate. And the pitch is outside for a ball. But I got to tell you, the music they play in between innings, it's quite an assortment. It goes from Outcast to George Strait, or George Jones. That ball got by, so 1-1 to count. Even though it was called strike, the ball did get away from the catcher. The catcher for the Hawks is Shrad. And the pitch bounced back to the pitcher, who picks it up and throws it to first just in time. So Land grounds out to the pitcher. That's a 1-3 put out. So Alyssa Jones now at the plate with one out. There we are in the bottom of the second with the score of 1-0. Hawks leading the Bulldogs. Clemens just threw a strike to Jones. So 0-1 the count to Jones. I'm sorry, to Jones, yes. That is just outside. 1-1 with one out. Jones gets back in the box and awaits delivery from. That ball is belted in between the left fielder and center fielder, and the left fielder Slaughter picks up the ball and got that out. So Jones flies out for a 7 unassisted.
Number 22, Boutel at the plate.
That's a strike to Boutel. So Sophia Boutel with the count of 0-1 to her with 2 outs. That ball is outside. Evens the count up at 1-1. Nobody on. The Bulldogs are down 1-0 here in the bottom of the second. That ball is hit down the left base side. Left base, third base. Counts 1-2. And the delivery. That's ball is hit back to the pitcher. Throws it over to the first baseman for the third and final out. So as we go to the top of the third, Hawks are leading the Bulldogs 7-0. God, I think I didn't get enough sleep last night. I flew in from California to do this game, and I'm just a little tired, so I apologize. 1-0 is the score. The Hawks are leading the Bulldogs. We'll get it right. We'll be back after this. All right, as Bulldogs take the field and spread out to their positions, you heard Joe Diffie doing John Deere Green. We have Irby at the plate. She was up at the plate first last inning, but because of the throw out from Troll to the third baseman that picked off Joyner, that ended the inning, so she gets to come back and get another bat. That ball is drilled down to the third baseman. She picks it up, throws it over to first, and Irby is out. That was a 5-3 putout. So Land threw out Irby. And now we have Isaacson coming up to the plate. So with one out, Isaacson is at the plate, and she'll be followed by Schrad. Ball one there. Isaacson's back in the box. 2-0 the count. Yeah, I wanted to quickly extrapolate on the fact that when I flew into California, it wasn't specifically for this game. I live in this area in Georgia. It's just I was out in California for a week for a funeral of my uncle. Ball is popped up foul for strike one. 2-1 the count to Isaacson. My uncle Richard Gleason passed away at 92, and I went out for the funeral. And I just got back in late last night, and I was asked if I could do the game today, and I said sure, not knowing that my body will be really tired. But here I am, willing and able. Well, willing. That's strike two on the foul ball. No, I enjoy my job. It's not I don't consider it work. I consider it enjoyable, and which happen I get paid for. And that's strike three. Look, there we go. So Isaacson goes down on strikes, bringing up Schrad to the plate.
11. Schrad at the plate.
So we have Schrad coming up here with 2 outs. Nobody on. And the pitch. It's high and outside. And the pitch. It's just a bit outside. Not the Bob Uecker kind of just outside. It was literally just a bit outside. Uecker's version is like 4 feet off the plate or even more. That ball is popped up, foul. So that brings the count 2-1 with 2 outs to Schrad. And the pitch. That ball is bounced, picked up by the third baseman, pulls it over to the first, and for the third and final out. So.
Here were 2 and Land retires the side.
So that was Boutel. I'm sorry, scratch that. That was Land to West for the final out. So that was a 5-3 put out. And in the top of the fourth will be Johnson, Gaumont, and Martin. And we are going to the bottom of the third with the Hawks up 1-0 over the Bulldogs. We'll be back right after this. All right, we're back. We got Dwight Yoakum serenading us with guitars and Cadillacs while we're waiting for the Hawks to take the field.
Bottom of the third, Emmy Moss is going to lead it off.
We have Emmy Moss, followed by Emma Folds, and then Carolyn Lehman. So Emmy Moss is at the plate. She is the second baseman for the Bulldogs. And the pitch belted over the shortstop into left center field and going to the fence. Looks like she's going to get 2 on this. She was thinking about 3, but she held up. So Moss is at second with a rope that went into center field, left center field. So with no outs, the Bulldogs have a runner in scoring position with Folds coming to the plate. It looks like ball 1. So with Moss at second, Folds is trying to get her in and then belted over to the left fielder's side. That's foul ball. So that's 1-1 to count with no outs. Everybody gets back to their position. The umpire signals to Moss to get back, or Folds to get back into the box. And the pitch. It's low and outside, and Moss stole third on that play.
Moss in at third base.
So Moss steals third. Who says stealing is illegal? So 2-1 to count to Folds, who now has a better chance of getting Moss to score. And now she pops it up to the center fielder, and the throw is coming home. And Moss scores on the sacrifice fly.
Moss scores from third base.
So the sac fly for Folds allows Moss to score.
Lehman, 21.
So that will even up the score 1-1 here in the bottom of the third. And we got 1 out with nobody on now. Low and outside. Ball 1. So we have Lehman at the plate now. And the pitch. Ball is hit into right field. The right fielder is settling in underneath for the second out. And that is Newman out there in right field, number 3. So that is a 9 unassisted for those keeping score at home.
Seven, Bridger.
All right, Bridger at the plate. Nobody on, 2 outs. That's a foul ball, so it's 0-1 to count. All right, now that Garrett's got the ball back. And throws it high for ball one. 1-1 to count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Score 1-1. Bulldogs were able to score a run this inning. And that ball is hit out to left or center right field, and the center fielder comes in and grabs it. And that is Irby securing the third and final out. And that will be an 8 unassisted. So we have the top of the fourth coming here. And with the score 1-1. Tie score. Got less than half the game to go. We'll be back right after this. All right, we're back here, JockJive Sports at the Bulldog Softball Stadium here in Milledgeville, Georgia. The Hawks and Bulldogs are tied 1-1 going into the top of the fourth, and that was Zach Topp with I Never Lie. And I don't believe him.
15 Johnston at the plate.
Anybody says they don't lie is lying. Sort of like that little thing from Star Trek saying I never lie and to set the robot off. That's strike one to West. I'm sorry, that's not to West. I had to flip the book over. It's Johnson. We're in the top of the fourth with Johnson now at the plate. Sounds like strike two. Yeah, that's Trinity Johnson right now at the plate. 0-2 the count. Swing and a miss. Strike three. All right, we got one out here.
For Claire Clements. Come on, number 6 at the plate.
Clements is doing pretty well pitching. She's doing as well as her counterpart did in the beginning. That ball is popped to the pitcher, who then throws it over to the first baseman, and that is out number 2. But Jones was pitching in the first game.
Number 20, Madison Martin.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wrong person, because it was the South Georgia State College pitcher who was doing really well with the pitching. She had like 13 strikeouts. That's it for that. Turn your head and miss out what's going on. So now we got 3 outs, and we're going to the top of the bottom of the fourth now. And we'll leave you here with little Ozzy Osbourne, Crazy Train. We'll be back right after this. You're watching JockJive Sports. I don't think anybody's going off the rails here, but we got a 1-1 game going on. It's a tight one. That ball is drilled to the left fielder, and it falls for a hit. And West goes to second, standing up.
Anzu West in this second base with a double, number 42.
So West is at second, with Clemens coming to the plate with a chance to help her own cause, being that she's the
Number
pitcher.
4, Claire Clements.
So number 4, Clemens, steps into the box. Garrett settles in. That's ball 1. Clemens steps out, grabs some dirt. Got to make sure she's got a good grip on the bat. Steps back in. Count 1-0 with no outs and runner at second. The ball's popped up, straight up. Maybe the catcher can get it, and she does. So the catcher, Schrad, catches the ball to get Clemens out. That is a 2 unassisted, which will bring Land up to the plate.
Number 2, Anna Land.
So Anna Land now steps in, trying to drive in West from second base. We got 1 out and 1 on. And that is outside, ball 1. Well, we are at the halfway point of this game, the second game. That ball is hit to the center right field area, and the center fielder comes over and grabs it for the second out, and that is Irby securing that out. So Land is a 8 unassisted victim, and that'll bring up Jones, Alyssa Jones. She is the
13,
third
Alyssa
base.
Jones.
She is the designated player. She plays no position except the batter position. So with 2 outs, 1 ball, no strikes, 1 on. We're looking to see if they can get West to score. The strike called. 1-1 with 2 outs. Jones looks pretty settled in. She rips it in the right field and over the right fielder's head. So West will score with the go-ahead run, and Jones is in second right now.
In second base with a double. Boutel, number
So
22
now
at the plate.
the Bulldogs are up 2-1 with Boutel coming to the plate, and again a runner in scoring position. And this time it's Jones in scoring position. West had scored on her double. And that ball is hit into left field, caught by the left fielder, who is Slaughter, for the
There's old
third
Slaughter
and
out there
final
left
out.
field, ending the inning.
So we will go to the top of the
Slaughter
fifth.
and Slaughter.
And because of that 1 run, the Bulldogs now take the lead 2-1 going into the top of the 5th. And we go from rock and roll to country with Luke Combs. Beer Never Broke My Heart. I don't know. Kind of got me in trouble a few times. So one never knows what you want to call broken heart. But I never dated beer either, so. We'll be back right after this. All right, we're back here. Still got Luke Combs singing about his beer.
Top of the fifth, leading it off, Lauren Slaughter, the left fielder.
All right, Slaughter's up to bat. You got 9 more outs before this game is over. If they do not score another run, it will be over. That's ball one. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike one. Evens the count, 1-1 here on Slaughter. And the pitch. Oh, that is ripped into left field in between the shortstop and third baseman. Slaughter is safe at first. Time is called by the umpire. Seems that Joyner at the plate was now talk with the third base coach to see what the plan of attack is. Does she try and bunt Slaughter over, or does she go ahead and try and get more out of it?
Number 7, Bridger.
That's incorrect. 7 is Joyner. I think Bridger is number 7 on the Bulldogs. Yes. All right, so the force out at second. So Slaughter is out at second with Joyner's remaining at first. So we have one out.
Number 3, Newman.
And that is Newman, number 3. She's the right fielder for the Hawks. And the pitch. And she lays it down. A good bunt. That's a good bunt. And she gets him out at first. Uh-oh. Looks like a double play. Joyner got caught off second in between second and third, no man's land, when the third baseman Land threw over to first base, got the runner at first, and then she threw back to Land, who then threw to second base, who was covered by the shortstop, Bridger, and they got a double play on that, so that's a DP, and no runs. So that is the end of that inning, so now we're going to the bottom of the fifth. But yeah, I just, they had something going, and then they didn't. I just, you never know what's going to happen in the game of baseball or softball, because anything can really happen. I mean, I remember watching one game, and it was New York Mets, and all of a sudden an airplane came down and landed in the middle of the field, and Superman came out. Oh, wait a minute, that was a movie. Never mind. Well, if you consider movie, anything can really happen then, so, but either way. We'll be back right after this. All right, we're back with Joe Diffie and Pickup Man. We have Boutel, Moss, and Folds coming up. And that's number 5. I'm sorry.
Emmy Moss.
Okay. That is grounded foul, strike one. My apology, I thought Boutel was leading off. It wasn't, it was Moss. Okay, 0-1 the count to Moss. That ball gets away from the catcher. So 1-1 the count. Anyway, so Moss is still with the count 1-1. And that ball is bounced in front of the plate and it goes foul. So the count is now 1-2. And here comes the delivery. Swung, and the ball bounces off the third baseman's ankle. So Moss is safe at first. That was a bit of a hijinks there. The third baseman, Gamont, the ball bounced up to her, and she was about to make the play, but then the ball bounced and hit her in the ankle and then ricocheted to the shortstop. So now we have Moss at first with Folds at the plate. And the pitch. Ball one. And that ball is beat down the third base line, foul. So it's 1-1 the count to Folds. One and one to count with no outs here in the bottom of the fifth. That ball is fouled off to the left. Now 1-2 to Folds. Moss still dancing over at first. And the pitch. That is hit in between the shortstop and the third baseman for a base hit. It barely gets out of the field, but the shortstop is able to stop it before it goes any further. But with that aspect, the Moss goes to second. Folds is at first with nobody out. And we have runners at first and second with Lehman coming to the plate. So Carolyn Lehman now is at the plate. She's the right fielder in this game. And that is a strike. So first and second, no outs. Lehman at the plate, 0-1 to count, and she bunts it but misses, and it goes behind the catcher. And since the ball was missed by Lehman, oh wait a minute, they're saying it was a foul now. Okay, they're going back. All right, so it's 0-2 now. I didn't know it got hit, so it looked like it was just a pass ball and a miss. So now with 2 strikes, she's going to bunt again. Yep, she pulls the bat back. Now it's 1-0 or 1-2 with no outs. Looking to add some more runs to make it more difficult for the Hawks to come back. And the pitch. Ooh, that was close. But like I said before, the umpires went to school for this, so they got to know what they're doing. The count's 2-2 with no outs. Runners at first and second. And Lehman squaring around the bunt, but then pulls it back and then puts the ball into play straight to the center fielder. The center fielder is Irby, so that is the first out. So Lehman flies out for 8 unassisted, and that brings up number 7, Bridger, the shortstop.
Olivia Bridger.
So we got 1 out now in the bottom of the fifth, still 2 on, and not Bridger, but Moss took off on the pitch. So Moss scores.
Bridger in at second base.
Bridger at second,
for the Bulldogs.
and Folds at third. So it's kind of like a hit and run play going on there because Moss was running as soon as the pitch took off, and Bridger is now in second when she hit the ball between the left fielder and center fielder. So now West comes to the plate with 2 on and 1 out, and it's 3-1, and the ball is fouled back for the strike. So we have second and third, 1 out, 0-1 to count to West, who's been doing some damage in these last 2 games. And the pitch. And she rips it over to the center fielder, who does catch, and Folds tags and scores. Bridger stays at second.
Irby out
So
there in
now
center field with a good
4-1.
catch.
Irby had the catch for the second out. So we got 2 outs. Scores
Claire Clemens at the
4-1.
plate, number 4.
West with a sacrifice fly. And now Clemens, the pitcher, comes to the plate with a runner in scoring position. Hopefully Clemens can drive in a run to help her cause. And the pitch. That's outside, ball 1. So with 2 runs in this inning, it doubled their output. And that ball is ripped into left field in between the shortstop and third baseman. And Bridger comes around to score. And Clemens goes to second on the double.
Base with a run scoring.
So now it's 5-1. And we're back to almost the same score as it was in the game before. It can be a little demoralizing for some teams when you're staying tight with a really good team, and all of a sudden an inning happens like this when you get 3 runs in the matter of like 5 batters, and that is inside for a ball. You think you're doing really well, and then one half inning can change everybody's mind. That is down in the dirt, and Clemens goes to third on the pass ball. So with the count 2-0, with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th, with a score of 5-1, and Clemens, the pitcher, on third. Land steps back into steps out of the box. Sorry, with the count 3-0 to her. Just doesn't seem to be the Hawks' day today. That's a strike called by the umpire. So 3-1 with 2 outs. Runner at third. I'm sure Land would like to get another run across the plate. And does so. The ball stays foul as it's drilled down the third base line. And Land is going to second. It seems like a conga line out there. Every time somebody gets to second, somebody gets driven in. So Clemens now scores, making the game 6-1. Now it's the same score as it was last time. And Land is going to be pinch run for by number 10, Mackenzie Maddox, because Land is actually she's not playing catcher. She's she's the third baseman. So they're going to let Mackenzie run. And now Jones comes to the plate. And there seems to be a consultation at the plate. Looks like coach is putting somebody else in. Let me see if I can get a number there. Looks like number 1 is Mackenzie Troll. She is the catcher. She is going to take the Jones's place.
Number 1, Mackenzie Troll.
So Troll is going to take the designated player Jones's place in the batting order. So then she will now bat. With the score 6-1 with 2 outs and a runner on third. The ball is hit to the shortstop, and the shortstop jumps up in the air, grabs the ball, and that is a 6 unassisted.
I brought flowers to your door last night.
Top of the 6th coming up.
So we have the top of the 6th happening here shortly. The score is 6-1, Bulldogs over Hawks, and we're going to go to that after this little song from Shenandoah, 2 Dozen Roses. And we'll be back right after this. All right, as Stroll throws the ball back down to the second baseman. Seems that Shenandoah wants to make up with his girlfriend, did something wrong, and he thinks he can bribe her with 2 dozen roses. I don't know. Do you think it's going to happen?
The sixth, Irby, number 21.
Like maybe a box of chocolates needs to be thrown in there. Maybe a car ride out to the lake. I don't think 2 dozen roses is going to cut it. That ball is struck down to the third base side and picked up by the third baseman, thrown over to first base for the first out. That was Irby making that play. It was who hit the ball. So that was a 5-3 put out. But it was land to West on the put out. So the Bulldogs put a 4 spot on the previous inning to the Hawks and kind of spreading the lead there now. It's 6-1. That first pitch from Clements was a ball. Clements delivers. Swing and a miss by Isaacson. Evens the count up at 1-1. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. It was actually looking she was going halfway up the first baseline as she was swinging. Sort of like a drag bunt, but without the bunt. And the pitch. And that is fouled straight back. Count remains 1-2 with 1 out. And the delivery. That is fouled off again. Count remains 1-2. That's what you like to kind of see is, batters just battling down there, trying to keep from making an out. You just keep fouling off those pitches that you don't like until you get one you do. And I don't know if the umpire got fooled on that because the batter got out of the position, but he called it a ball, so it's 2-2. Yeah, the batter kind of moved out of the batter's box. And swing and a miss. She is called out.
Claire Clements gets that strikeout at the plate, number 11.
But that batter, Isaacson, had a penchant for stepping away from the plate every time she swung or when the pitch was delivered. I don't know if it's deliberate, if it's something, that's just what she does, but it can tend to throw an umpire off. And that ball outside. So 1-0 with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Hawks are down to their final 4 outs. And that is hit to the second, just over the second baseman's head, number 5, Moss. So that is a base hit. So Shrod hits a single over the second baseman's head and gets on base. So now we have Johnson at the plate, Trinity Johnson. The wind's kind of died down here lately, the last hour or so, because the first game we were nothing but wind. And that is called ball. 1-0 to count to Johnson. But the way the clouds have been looking, there was no threat of rain. So that's a good thing. That's strike 1. 1-1 to count with 1 on. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Bulldogs leading 6-1. And the pitch. That is inside. Johnson just stood there stoically, not moving. Waited to see if the pitch would hit her. It didn't. And that ball is drilled into left center field for a base hit. We have 2 on, 2 outs. So Johnson nails one over into left center.
Number 6, Gamont at the plate.
So as you heard, Gamont is now at the plate. Savannah Gamont. And the pitch. and is hit to the shortstop, who picks it up, throws it to third for the force, and that is it. That is
Bridger
the end of the
is
sixth. So
to
Gamont
the sixth
grounds
coming
out
up.
to the shortstop, who then throws to third. So that is a 6-5 putout, and they have 3 outs left. That looks like sounds like a Brooks and Dunn song. My Maria, that's right. Remember seeing them in concert a while back. And we'll be back right after this. All right. As Brooks and Dunn sings about My Maria. Well, not My Maria. I don't have a Maria. But they were really good in concert. I saw them back in the day when, I guess it was 2003? No, 2002. And it was during their Boot Scoot and Boogie tour. They had Trace Atkins, Montgomery Gentry, and Brooks and Dunn. And it was a really good concert. So as we await the batter, there might be another switch. And that appears to be it. There's going to be a. So it's supposed to be Boutel, Moss, and Folds. But we'll see who is inserted where and when. Can't really tell who it looks like. Number 9. That's Macy Hand. She has not played in the game yet, and she didn't play in the first game. So I'm sure Macy's parents are jumping up and down in the living room watching this game, knowing that her daughter is going to go in and get into the game. It shouldn't be My Maria. It should be My Macy. I'm not going to sing it. Sorry. All right, now it looks like we got everything straightened out. It is going to be Macy Hand that's going to come to the plate for the first time today. So there's nobody on, nobody out, and Macy Hand at the plate. I'm sure she's a happy camper right now. And that is way above the head of everybody, so that is a easily called ball 1. Hand kind of took an exit view on that one. She says, I don't know about this. I waited to get into the game, but not to have that happen. All right, here we go. And deja vu all over again.
Macy Hand, number 9.
So that is deja vu all over again, as Yogi Berra used to say. 2 pitches in the same exact location, high and against the backstop. And here comes the coach for the Hawks, coming out to take a little chat with his pitcher. And that's still Joyner out there pitching for the Hawks. I'm sorry, Garrett, not Joyner, Garrett. She doesn't seem to know what the big deal is. Well, the count is 2-0 to a Hand. And the ball 3, even though this was like low and down. So, yeah, that is Joyner pitching. I'm sorry, they had switched. So, I imagine Joyner is now pitching, and at ball 4.
Hand down to first
Hand
base,
is going
number
down.
23 at the plate, Adeline Turner.
So I think Garrett moved over to shortstop, so we'll put it there. All right. So with Joyner pitching, she did pitch a little bit in the first game. But we have 1 on, no outs, and Moss at the plate. It's ball. That is not Moss. That is number 13, Alyssa Jones. Seems there was a switch there as well. So Alyssa Jones is now batting for Emmy Moss. And that ball is golfed down to the third base side. Third baseman picks it up, throws it over. Jones is out on a 5-3 putout while Hand goes to second. So it looks like 15, Jenny Keever is batting for Folds.
Keever at the plate.
So Jenny Keever takes Folds' place, and she will come in and bat. That ball is popped up to right fielder, and it is caught by Newman. So that is a 9 unassisted. And Lehman
number 21.
Lehman is coming to the plate now with 2 outs. And we still have Hand at second. That ball bounces and gets away from the catcher, and Hand is going to move over to third. So with 2 outs and Hand in a scoring position, Lehman can do some more damage by getting in getting in Hand at third. And the pitch. And it is hit to the outfielder, center fielder. It is caught by Irby for the third and final out.
Irby out there in center field ends the inning.
So that was an 8 unassisted, which is the same thing Lehman did the last time she was up. So, well, the Bulldogs are up 6-1. And we're going to the top of the 7th. And if they can't score any more runs, this will be the end of the game. So the Hawks are down to the last 3 games. So we're going to go out with Alan Jackson singing Chasing That Neon Rainbow. You're watching JockJive Sports. I'm Trey James, your announcer. And we'll be back right after this.
Any other way. Just show me to the stage. I'm chasing that neon rainbow. I'm living that honky-tonk dream. 'Cause all I've ever wanted is to pick this guitar and sing. Just trying to be somebody.
All right, we're back. Seems that Robbie Van is now taking position in the pitcher's circle. Number 16, Robbie Van, is now pitching for the Bulldogs. Everybody seemed to go out there and give her a vote of confidence, a slap on the back with a glove. And now that Alan Jackson's done chasing his rainbow, I'm just making sure that we have Martin, Slaughter, and Joyner coming to the plate. Martin is the number 20. I'm just trying to read the back of the
16, Robbie Van in the circle for the Bulldogs. At the plate is going to be number 20, Madison Martin.
There you go. Madison Martin will be at the plate, followed by number 25, Slaughter, and number 7, Joyner, unless there are any changes. Looks like Tim McGraw likes it. Up, he loves it. He's a prisoner of love. Well, considering his wife is Faith Hill, I don't blame him. That is a strike delivered by Robbie Van. So Van gets back in the circle now. Whoop, gave her the wrong one. That was a ball. It was supposed to be a strike. And that ball is popped up and caught by the shortstop. Leaping play by Bridger. She had to throw that glove up in the air and grab it at the last second. So she was able to do that. So we got one out. So that's a 6 unassisted.
Slaughter at the plate.
And the pitch. That's a strike. Oh, and 1 to count to Slaughter. And the pitch is a hit and right behind the scoreboard box here, scorekeeper's box. So that's 0 and 2. And the pitch. That is outside. Another wasted pitch. It's normal. And that ball is hit to the third baseman, picks it up, throws it over to first. So that is land to West.
And a land over there.
That's happened several times. So that's a 5-3 put out. And the Hawks are down to their final out. And it appears that Van is doing a very good job
Joyner
pitching.
At the plate, number 7.
She's staying in around the plate. No big deal, no big problems with control. And letting the fielders do their job. All right, it's 1-0. It was close. But it was the 5th inning for the Bulldogs that really pulled them away. The score was 2-1 at that point, and then they kind of changed the tide of the game with that 4th spot. And now the score being 6-1, and the count 2-0 to Joyner. And is inside ball 3. I think Van might be a little nervous, being that this is the final out that she needs to get the game over. And that's a walk, 4-pitch walk. That's all right. All right, so Joyner's now on first due to a walk, and that'll bring up Newman.
Number 3, Newman.
So Kate Newman is at the plate. And the pitch. And that is fouled up to the first baseman for the final out.
All right.
That is it. It was a
thanks to the
3
Hawks
unassisted.
for coming up. Y'all have a safe trip back to God's country down there in South Georgia. Appreciate you coming.
Game final score 6-1 Bulldogs over the Hawks, and that is a repeat of the first game, so it's deja vu all over again as far as the score goes. And we will have the players meet in the field to shake their hands in a few seconds. But we greatly appreciate you coming here online to watch us here at JockJive Sports at JockJive.com. Don't forget to tell your friends and relatives and neighbors about us. Even if they don't have somebody on the team playing, there's always a selection of games to choose from. And it's really very, very important that these people get the recognition that they deserve. And I got a doggy behind me. Doggo. Love to pet the doggies. It is a golden retriever, an Irish setter. Golden retriever. There you go. A little red retriever. But adorable looking. All righty. Well, that's it for me. Trey James, your announcer here at JockJive Sports. The final score, Bulldogs 6, Hawks 1. We greatly appreciate you listening and watching. And you all take care. God bless. Until the next time.